My girls hold me down, them boys mess around. My love life is a mess. We're going out tonight because I'm looking for love. Well, my Tyler Perry Sistas fans, this was it, the big season finale. Season 4, episode 22, Make Him Great. I guess it was Zach who Fatima made great, but let's be real. I mean, the episode was good, but it wasn't all that. Was it all that to anybody else? I mean, what cliffhangers were we really left with? What's going to happen? How Hayden's going to sue? That's a cliffhanger. Fatima and Zach walked out. They should have left the cliffhanger with him in the room with her drinking like he was going to do something. You know, and then in the next season have Fatima come in and save the day or something. But I'm totally confused where this great cliffhanger was. What else was there? What other cliffhanger? What's going to happen with Sabrina and Maurice, and the sorry face that that Danny had on her face when Preston left and said all of that to her. She still didn't get it. What else, y'all? What else? Who else is there? Andy, like I said, was Gary gonna sue her? I mean, what's gonna happen with Hayden? I don't know. There was no real cliffhangers for me. But like I said, it was good, but it wasn't all that. It wasn't great. So let's go through it real quick because I had a lot of notes though, because some of it was funny to me. I got a kick out of some of this stuff. I was like, okay, because it starts with before we get to that, if you have not subscribed to my channel as of yet, please take a moment right now and just hit that subscribe button for me. Then hit the notification bell. It'll let you know every time Barbie J uploads a new video, any kind of content to her channel. Then I ask that you smash that thumbs up button. And write a comment. Let's talk about this season finale that I didn't care much for. And let's share it. Share the video, share your thoughts. Anyway, so we got Zach. He refuses to sleep with Tony, and I ain't mad at him about it. And Tony's so adamant that she's going to call the SEC, or if he doesn't sleep with her, and he going to go to jail. And Zach says he's in love. He's like, I'm in love. And he said, you going to do what you going to do anyways. Plus, I ain't scared of jail because I've been there before. Then Zach breaks it down to her. He's like, one, you need to stop that drinking. He says she need to, she in that damn flowered robe that don't do nothing for him. I said, oh Lord, pale pink on a pale pink body did nothing for anybody. I don't know why they had her look so bad. She looked better when she came off the plane with her luggage. Anyway, and he said, if I do sleep with you, what's going to stop you from coming back for more? And what's going to stop you from turning me in anyways? And she's like, I don't know what to say, boy. She says something that tells her, something tells me I'm going to like it and may want more. And Zach said, you would enjoy it because that's what I do. I was like, I hear you, Zach. And he adds that, her wanting more is a deal breaker for him. And she keeps offering him a few hours to change his mind. I'm telling you, I'm going to call him and you're going to jail. And he says he left, said he ain't never coming back. So he walks out of the room and stops by the door and calls Jake. Why do they always leave a room and pick up their phone and call right then and there where somebody could be listening to the door? I never understood that. Take a few steps away. Be 10 steps away before you pick up that phone or something. Anyway, not that it was a big deal, but I noticed that in a lot of these TV shows. So he calls Jake and asks him to meet him at his crib. Fatima's in Andy's office, acting all flustered like she can't hold it together. Of course, Andy thinks it's about Hayden or Zach. She's not sure, but Fatima shares only about Andy's girl Karen, who keeps showing up unannounced. And Andy says that, She did talk to Karen about it, and Karen regrets what she did, especially after the baby mama showed up. And Fatima's like, oh, she told you about that too. But Andy's like, she did, And Fatima's smiling and laughing because she just doesn't know what else to do. And Andy's like, why are you laughing and stuff? And she's like, because I don't know what else to do. But she does tell Andy that she loves Zach. And that he never had a woman to ride for him and told him and hold him down. Right. She said he never had a woman to ride for him, hold him down. And she said, I hate to say this because I don't know, but his mother was horrible. And Andy's like, I heard, and he's never had. So she's saying he's never had a woman like her. And she feels that she can make him a better man. And Andy's like, well, okay. And like that really tight moan, she's doing all that stuff. And I was like, is she saying that because she's comparing her to Karen or something in her mind? I was like, what's that all about? So Fatima's like, so what's that all about? Because I was saying the same thing. And she said she's heard all this before. And Fatima asked who? From Karen. And then Karen, Andy used an analogy and shared a story about a car on a lot that was a fixer-upper. And it was a good story. And she got her point through. And Fatima says, yes, but Zach is worth it. So in the long run, Zach, her man, is worth it. She said, and Andy said, then do what you have to do to make it work. And Fatima's like, really? And she said, Leah, you have a good man. And but don't put in a lot of work. Because she said there's not that many good men out there, but don't put in a lot of work. And I understood that. I was like, wow. But yet you don't take your own advice, Andy. Does she now, y'all? So now we see Bio, who runs into Sabrina at a cafe or something, and he apologizes again about the way he behaved, talking about Sabrina, and he shows her a picture of these women from a tribe in Africa who are, very special women and very beautiful women. And Sabrina looks at the pictures and she admits that they do sort of look like Danny and are really beautiful. And she asks him to text her the picture, and he asks, will he ever see her again? And she thought about it and said, sure. She texts the picture to Danny and then calls her, and Danny's like, who are these damn random women you sent me a picture of? You know how Danny is. And Sabrina explains, look at them really, don't they look like you? And she's like, hell to the N to the O. And she's like, where you get that from? And she explains that Bio showed her the pictures and gave it to them. And Danny's like, and you believed him. I said, oh, snap. Danny's like, she's so cold-blooded sometimes. And Danny don't think they look like her, like, really. But, of course, Sabrina's falling for the old okie doke and still wants to see Bio. I don't understand that, but that's on her. Then we have, they hang up, and then Logan walks up over and apologizes to Danny for his behavior the night before. And she said, it's fine, whatever. And then he asks if she told her friend what he said, and she said not a word. Then she added that he is wrong about her, about Sabrina, and whatever you think, Sabrina is not the one. So what are you doing here anyway, she asked. And he's like picking up some FBI agents, and he's like, did you enjoy the dinner last night? Excuse me, did you enjoy the dinner last night? Did anybody see them eating? Because Danny said that she did until everything got all strange and stuff, but we didn't see them with any food. All they had was a drink. And then when Sabrina and Bio came, he jetted and she left. So I'm sorry. I'm like, does anybody recall a meal? Because I sure don't. So then he said he couldn't be at a table with someone that we're investigating, and he wants to take, Danny's like, what's going on? And he wants to take Danny out to dinner to explain. And she's like, hell to the end of, I ain't going no dinner with someone who's trying to take my friend down. And he's like, I'm not trying to take her down. What's an investigation, she asked. He said, it's just that. She said, man, please. Then she wanted to know, what do you think that Sabrina did? And so of course, Logan won't say. And then he said, well, she ain't going to let no sleeping dogs lie. And he said, I wish you would. She's like, please. Then the FBI agents got off the plane and they bounced. So Now we got Fatima, who walks into the law firm and passes Gary at the front desk, then turns around. She waved her hand like, I ain't gonna say nothing to him, but then she turned around and said, what are you doing here? And he says, I'm here to see my lawyer. And Fatima said, she doesn't want to see you. And Gary said, that biatch ain't my lawyer. Fatima's like, what did you say? And he was like, you heard me. I said, look at him, little crybaby. First of all, Andy left you up in that penthouse and said she was getting rid of it and was moving back down to her damn apartment. So why are you in there with Gary? Because that's the last thing she said to you. Gary, why are you in there going to see Hayden? For what? It's just not making sense. The last word she said is, I'm going back down to the apartment I paid for. So anyway, Fatima said, okay, and went to tell Andy, but did not tell her what he said, like calling her out her name. So Fatima also said she's going to run home because the work that she had on her laptop, she left it in her car, but it was at home. So Andy said, okay. And then they saw Gary and Hayden walk by, and she's like, what the heck is going on here? And they're like, Fatima's like, see? So Andy's like, what the hell? Then they said, we'll talk about Hayden when she gets back from home, getting her laptop. So I'm sitting here going, I thought that when Andy said this could get bad, I thought she was talking about them. I didn't hear her say it. I don't recall her saying it. At what point, if anybody remembers the point in this show when Andy said this could get bad, what was she talking about? Because somehow I missed it, I feel. So now we have Hayden in his office with Gary, who explains about the mistake he feels that he made by buying an apartment for someone. And he's like, who'd you buy it for? And he's like, yo, dude, who you think? He's like, damn, man, really? And then he said, I want it back. You know, what can I do? And then he admitted that he bought a car for her too. And Hayden's like, really, bro? After I told you that about that dude? And Gary said, the one you thought was gay? Oh, snaps. He threw it right back at him. I was cracking up. I was like, oh, snaps. And I'm laughing. And then he said, well, you could sue her for it. And he was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. And he said, and I'd be happy to file it. Gary's like, isn't that a conflict? And Hayden's like, nope, we're in different divisions. Just let me worry about that. Trust me. I was like, see, anytime somebody say trust me, I don't trust them for jack diddly squat. So then he said, you can sue her for pain and suffering. I said, what the hell is Tyler Perry thinking about? Pain and suffering? Ain't no pain and suffering. If anybody had pain and suffering, it's her. You went and moved all her stuff out. You been harassing her. You using a telescope to spy on her. No. Ain't no pain and suffering. The judge is going to look at him like, you stupid. And he's stupid for even listening to Hayden. But Gary thinks it's a great idea and asks Hayden what does he need from him. That was the last time we saw them in this episode. Then, and I noticed, oh wait, never mind. Then Jake shows up to Zach's house, and Zach asks him, can he trust him? And Jake's like, yeah, dude, you know, bro, I thought that I proved that to you already, you know? So Zach tells him what went down with Tony blackmailing him. So Jake is being stupid, like, does she look good and all that? And he's like, not now, no. He said, okay, my bad. And he said, well, maybe you could try to make it never happen again by being bad at sex. He's like, how you do that? He said, I don't know, don't wash your ass before you go in there. I said, oh my God, no, he didn't say that. Zach is like, dude, he said, I don't even know how to be bad at sex. And he's like, whatever, man. Zach's like, look, you got everybody wanting to have his damn baby. He good at something, holla. You know what I mean? Anyway, as they're further discussing it, Fatima walks in and hears what's going on. And Fatima is pissed. You know, of course, Zach told Jake what's going on when she told him not to trust him. And Zach was like, who else am I going to tell? You know, she said, tell me. He was like, you know, he started getting loud saying, who do you know at the SEC, Fatima, to help me? He said, and you can't be sending a van of hooligans to beat up everybody at the SEC, Fatima, you know. But y'all, I was absolutely correct. Fatima was telling Zach to go there and do what he's got to do. Plus, she told him to make sure he wraps it up because he already got too many damn kids as it is. It ain't too many kids, it's too many damn women who want to have his baby. That's what's going on, Fatima. So I was laughing when Zach said, look, I can't go there and F that old lady to death. It was like she said, you better go ahead and get busy and do what you got to do. He said, I can't F her to, he said, I F her to death. Anyway, y'all. So now we're at Karen's salon and Pam is fussing over her about standing too much and she needs to sit down and rest and you know, then all of a sudden the perm smell is making Karen a bit nauseous and she don't feel, it doesn't smell good, and so she says she's gonna sit in her car and get some air, and then Pam looks down at Karen and says, you're bleeding, and she puts a smock in front of Karen, who grabs Pam's arm to go with her to the bathroom. I'm sorry, TP. The way you did that scene makes no sense, because Karen was standing all that time, and if she was bleeding, which I was watching the front of her outfit and I saw nothing, he should at least put a spot there while she was talking when she came from behind that chair, because I saw nothing. And how are you bleeding on the front of your dress while you're standing up doing somebody's hair? That blood would go down on a pants leg, down your leg, somewhere, but it wouldn't be at the front. She would have had to have something pressing up against her in the front or something first for that to happen. Anyway, I'm just trying to make it make sense, y'all. Anyway, so like I stated in a previous review, it would not be on the front of her outfit. Okay. Now we're at the airport and Preston walks up to Danny and notices she's still not happy to see him. Damn it, Preston, you deserve so much better. I don't know why you stood here and did that speech. I was sympathetic to you, but I was also embarrassed because you act like she the only woman in the world. You just met her. Yeah, you liked her, but you done caught her with 2 other men already while she was dating you. Has been nothing but a problem. If you ask me, she hasn't been as nice as she should be. She's not willing to tell you what it takes to be with her. So move on, brother, man. Move on. You deserve so much better, I feel, because you don't realize Danny is also stringing along Logan. She's stringing along El Fuego, and you dying to get her back. A piece of what? You trying to get a piece of her when she doesn't even have pieces to give, because she's not sure about who she is. That's the problem. Danny is not secure in who Danny is and who she is, and that's an issue. And maybe she needs to read those books she was telling you to read. Maybe she needs to get some therapy also and dig deep inside her to see who she is, because she is totally confused, brother. But anyway, she asks him what's he doing there, and Preston says he bought a ticket back home, and Danny, her cold self, said, okay, have a safe flight. And he told her, look, I'm going for good because there's nothing left in Atlanta for him anymore, he said. And he said, I'm very sorry to hear that. Oh, she said that. I'm very sorry to hear that. And Preston then tells Danny, you know, it's that she was the only reason he stayed in Atlanta that long. I was like, wow, no, you didn't. And he said, I'm a country boy. And Danny, not knowing what to say or how to be serious, says, I can tell that from your hat. Really, Danny? That was stupid. That was real stupid. So he said he would have called, but he was afraid that she wouldn't have answered. And then she lies and says she always takes his calls, which that's a lie. She starts shuffling papers and kind of being rude, if you ask me, not looking at him when he talked to her, looking down at the sheets of paper. And I don't know, like I said, I think that's part of her insecurity, feeling bad for what has done to him. But this man, who might I add is too good for her, is pouring out his heart to Danny, and she's feeling nothing. She trying to say that his problem is he didn't listen to her, but he listened to Zach. I'm like, what? Once again, Danny, he asked you for help to understand you and who you are, and you told him to figure it out on his own. So how is that advice for him? How or what was he to do with that, Danny? You needed to figure out how to date a white man, but you didn't take that time out either, did you? Anyway, he said he doesn't know what he did wrong and said he was willing to change any and everything just to be with her. All he wants to be is the man she needs and to love her. And he gave her a plastic rose to hold on to, and of course she made some little comment that is plastic, and he said, that's the point. He said, because it will never die. So he said he loves her, asked her that she says nothing because it will make him want to stay, and he has made up his mind that he wants to leave. She's twisting up her face as he walks away, and in a low voice she's still not getting it, talking about still running. He's not running. He never was running. You're pushing him away. He has nowhere else to go but that way because you pushed him away. So I don't believe he's running, and I believe he was just tired of playing Danny's immature games. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. Then Zach comes back to the hotel room and just walks in. He makes Tony promise not to say anything, then asks for a drink. She wants him to get naked, and he asks her to turn her face. I said, oh, damn. He was, girl, woman, you ugly. I can't do nothing with this. I can't even get it up looking at you. So he keeps drinking and then says he can't do it. He opens the room door to walk out, and oh, snap, who's standing there but Fatima? And she asking him, did he do it? He's like, no, I told you I couldn't do it. And she tries to go in. He's like, wait, no. And she's like, look, let me talk to her. And she goes in there to talk to Tony. Tony asks, Fatima sits on the bed, right at the foot of Tony's bed. And Tony's like, who are you? And Fatima's like, I'm his woman. She's like, oh, I see. And what exactly do you see? Fatima asked. She said, I don't do threesomes. And Zach and Fatima laughed. I was laughing. Fatima's like, no, I'm not interested, and neither is he. So Fatima offered to stand there and help Zach get it up for Tony, because all he has to do is look at her, and Tony's like, you don't have to rub it in, because she told her all you have to do is look like this. And so she said, and I know he would make you very happy. And Zach's like, nah, man, I'm not. And Fatima's like, oh, put the finger up, I'm not finished. Then Fatima told her this was some lame ass shit she's doing to Zach, blackmailing him to keep him from going to jail. Then she asked her, what would the people in your little hometown have to say about that? I said, there it is. That's what I'm talking about. Turn them tables and blackmail her behind. Then Fatima asked her, aren't you getting divorced? You wouldn't want all this coming out during your divorce now, would you? And all she had to do, she said, all I have to do is make one call to your husband's lawyer, and she can make, and I can make all of this go public, she said, because I'm not the kind of biatch that whispers. I do it press conference style. I said, you tell her, Fatima, tell her. So Fatima stood up then and looked down on Tony and was telling her she's going to keep her mouth shut, and all of this is going to go away. And Tony says, I'm just so mad at my husband. And Fatima said, Karen? I said, oh no, she called her a Karen. And Zach was laughing. And Fatima gave him the look like, what are you laughing about? And it made him stop so quick. She was like, don't do that. And she continued, that sounds like a personal problem to me. When she called her Karen, that sounds like a personal problem. But this right here, he is off limits. Do you understand? And she said, yes. And then asked, you're not going to tell anybody, are you? She said, oh, darling, that's up to you. I said, oh, shoot. And Zach is smiling as they walked out of the room. I said, thank you. I couldn't understand how this was going down, that Fatima was going to let Zach go sleep with that woman. I was like, oh, don't do it. Oh, please don't. Anyhow, it ended with Sabrina and Maurice. They're at the bank and they're talking, and she tells him that she doesn't like that Q is still at his house and that it's not smart, and he's so nonchalant about it. Maurice just like yeah, I know. And then saying, listen, I got it. And then he gets upset because Sabrina's still saying something, and he's like, damn, Sabrina. I said, oh, come on, no, you didn't. And she's like, fine, I'll let it go for now. Then she asks, how is Calvin doing? And Maurice, it's like, oh, so what's going on with you and Calvin? But anyway, they have a brief conversation about Bayou and Calvin and stuff like that. And at that moment, Logan walks in and they're looking around like, just in time to catch the two of them together. And he said, okay, the bank is closed. And Sabrina's like, what's going on? He's like, Sabrina Hollis, Maurice Webb, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit bank robbery. And Maurice is like, what? And Sabrina's like, excuse me? I think you have the wrong person. He's like being all rough and mean. And they're like little flowers. Why you got to be all of that? I guess that's the role he's playing. But I was like, why he got to be like that? And then they're pulling her away. She's like, does Danny know you're doing this? I said, okay. So that's how it ended. That was the season finale. What y'all think? I want to hear what y'all thinking about this season finale, because I didn't think it was all that. But I want to hear everybody else. It's not about my opinion all the time. I love to hear everybody else's opinion. It's not just about me. So anyway, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you back in probably September with Sistas. This is your girl, Barbie J, saying it was a pleasure to review and recap Sistas for you this season. Peace.